Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. Dirt roads connect our community, crisscrossing from business to home to hiking grounds. But who is responsible for these dirt roads, especially those that are within the bounds of our local governments? 29 Palms City Manager Stone James was the guest on the Z107.7 Up Close show recently, and he spoke with host Gary Daigneault about how dirt roads come to be and the city's responsibility and costs for maintaining paved versus dirt roads.
Well, another one of the misconceptions we have is roads. I live on a dirt road, and I understand that I have to take care of that dirt road. There's a lot of difference between the city's responsibilities for what is dedicated into the city as a roadway and what is not. What happens is Joe Blow goes over to Fred Smith's house every afternoon to have a cup of coffee, and Joe Blow drives, between him and Smith's house. Well, after a few months, now that's become a road, what they call a social road. Now, all of a sudden, Joe Blow sells his house, somebody else buys it, and wants the city to maintain their road. So tell us about that.
So herein lies the dilemma. It would be great to go out and pave more roads. One of the things that I would ask the listeners is if they had to guess how many miles of road are there in 29 Palms. So that costs about $1.3 million per mile.
Wow. I think we need to go into the paving business, Stone.
And so paving, the engineering, everything that goes into that, completely respect and understand why when residents say, hey, why don't you pave my road? And I know that the city council would like to do that, but at $1.3 million per mile, that's stunningly expensive. And then the other thing is when you pick up a stick, you pick up both ends of the stick. So we go ahead and we pave the road. Guess what we are now doing? Maintaining that road. And maintaining the road for the next 100 years. And then in 20 years, when that road has broken down enough, now we have to completely repave that.
Repave it, yeah.
Right? There's this desire to, hey, how can we substantially improve the quality of the roads in the community? But there is a cost with that, and that's the balance.
Now, I want to talk about dirt roads really quick. Don Rao, who's the chairman of the County Board of Supervisors, and she was explaining that people, there'll be a storm, and a social road they've been using becomes wiped out, and they want the county to come fix it. She said the problem with that is once the county puts a blade on that road, now they have legal liability for it. Is it the same for the city?
You bet.
You can hear their full conversation by listening to the Z107.7 Up Close show as a podcast at our website or wherever you get your podcasts. The 29 Palms Planning Commission has canceled their regularly scheduled meeting for today. There was no reason given for the cancellation. The Planning Commission will meet next on April 1st. The High Desert Water District Board of Directors meets in regular session tomorrow to consider authorizing parcel easements within the district's bounds. They will receive an advocacy update pertaining to pending protections for the western Joshua Tree and how it will impact district operations and customers. They will also meet new district employees and the 2025 Miss Yucca Valley Court. The meeting begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. at the district's office located at 55439 29 Palms Highway in Yucca Valley. You can attend the meeting remotely via a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. The Joshua Basin Water District Board of Directors meets in regular session tomorrow afternoon to discuss a financial report for the most recent fiscal quarter. They will also appoint a new member of the Citizens Advisory Council and approve the disposal of old, unidentifiable, or missing assets in the amount of $67,634. The board meets Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at the Joshua Basin Water District at 61750 Choita Road in Joshua Tree. You can attend remotely at a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. If you or someone you know is going hungry, free food will be distributed at 3 sites throughout the Morongo Basin today. These distributions are organized by the United States Department of Agriculture and the San Bernardino County Community Action Partnership. Food boxes will be distributed at the Copper Mountain Mesa Community Association, located at 65336 Winter Road in Joshua Tree from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Food boxes will be distributed via drive-through only at the Wonder Valley Community Center, located at 80526.5 Amboy Road in Wonder Valley from 10 a.m. to noon, and food boxes will be distributed at the Community Learning and Equipping Project Incorporated, located at 4751 Adobe Road in 29 Palms from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The 2025 Annual Spring Art and Craft Fair, sponsored by the 29 Palms Art Gallery and City of 29 Palms, has a call-out for art and craft vendors. The event runs from April 12th and April 13th at the 29 Palms Art Gallery and will include live local music, family-friendly art classes, and food from local restaurants. Spaces are 2-day rentals, $75 for a canopy space or $50 for a table space. Vendors are responsible for their own setups and there will be overnight security. You can apply to be a vendor at the gallery in person or online at 29palmsartgallery.com by April 7th. The recently rebranded the Desert Fringe Theater and Cultural Arts Festival, previously known as High Desert Fringe Fest, will take over various venues in 29 Palms the weekend of March 28th. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas shares the details of how you can be a part of this growing cultural institution.
The Desert Fringe Theater and Cultural Arts Festival will take place March 28th through 30th in the city of 29 Palms. It explores art and culture through events which take place from the end of the world through the town. The festival debuts at the Glass Outhouse Art Gallery in Wonder Valley and then moves through the city of 29 Palms with events that include artist talks, music, theater, spoken word, and improv. Venues hosting acts include Theater 29, Freedom Plaza, the 29 Palms Visitor Center, and more. Featuring performances by Lauren Walpert, Sherry Ann Greer and Joe Rigo, Maria Summers and T. Hamidi, Lisa Mendick Powell, Lady Shalane, Mojave Dance, Native American theater director, playwright, and scholar Madeline Saget, and the Desert Fringe Festival Band featuring Arturo Rooster Perez of the band Redbone. This event is proudly supported by the Visit 29 Palms sponsorship and event grant program. For ticketing information, performer, and venue details, and a full listing of events, follow the link at this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
And finally, the 29 Palms High School boys varsity tennis team hosted Indio High School on Monday. The Wildcats lost 4-14. In singles action, Jeremy Burks won one set. In doubles action, the team of Michael Acosta and Ryan Wong won 2 of their sets. The team of Dayon Matthews and Joshua Dacian won 1 of their sets. The Wildcats host Coachella Valley today. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z1077 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.